Imagine sending your child to school, trusting their teacher, believing they're in safe hands. Imagine a police officer, someone meant to protect, turning out to be a monster. Now, imagine these two people working together in secret, committing crimes so disturbing, so unspeakable, that even hardened detectives were left in shock. This is the true horror story of Cynthia and Dennis Perkins, a seemingly normal couple whose dark, hidden lives would make headlines for their sheer depravity. A schoolteacher, a sheriff's deputy, partners in crime, predators in plain sight, and when the truth came out, their entire community was left in horror. Tonight, we uncover one of the most twisted cases in recent history. What you are about to hear is not for the faint of heart. The picture-perfect couple, or so it seemed. Cynthia and Dennis Perkins seemed like an ordinary couple living in Louisiana. She was an English teacher at Westside Junior High School, while he was a SWAT officer in the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office. To the outside world, they were respected, trusted members of the community. Cynthia was the kind of teacher that parents liked. She had a warm smile, she seemed dedicated, and she had worked with children for years. No one suspected that behind that classroom demeanor, she was hiding an unspeakable secret. Dennis was a veteran police officer with decades of experience. He was the guy people called when they needed protection, a man with a badge, a gun, and a terrifying secret life. Together, they were the perfect couple on the surface, but behind closed doors, they were something else entirely. A twisted obsession takes hold. No one really knows when it started. Maybe it was always there. Maybe Dennis had always been a predator hiding behind his uniform, waiting for the perfect time to strike. But what we do know is that when Cynthia married him, she wasn't just his wife, she became his accomplice. Dennis Perkins wasn't just a dirty cop. He was a dangerous, calculating predator. For years, he had been secretly collecting disturbing material, compiling a library of dark, illegal content that law enforcement wouldn't uncover until much later. And when he dragged Cynthia into his dark world, she didn't resist. She joined him. At first, she claimed he manipulated her, that he forced her into his twisted fantasies. But as investigators dug deeper, it became clear. Cynthia wasn't just a victim. She was an active participant. Together, they planned horrifying acts, ones that would shatter the trust of an entire town. The school lunch horror, a crime that shocked the nation. Perhaps the most unbelievable part of their crimes was what Cynthia did inside her own school. As an English teacher, she had easy access to children. She used that trust in the most disgusting, nightmarish way imaginable. One of the most sickening discoveries was that Cynthia had baked homemade cupcakes for her students, laced with bodily fluids from Dennis. Yes, you heard that right. She took food, innocent-looking cupcakes, and secretly tainted them with her husband's DNA before handing them out to unsuspecting children, her own students. It was a crime so disturbing, so grotesque, that even seasoned detectives struggled to process what they were hearing. How could a trusted teacher, someone responsible for nurturing and educating children, willingly poison their food in such a vile way? It was beyond depraved. The investigation. How the monster duo got caught for years, they got away with it. No one suspected the teacher or the cop. No one thought to look at them twice. Until one anonymous tip changed everything. In October 2019, a tipster contacted the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, claiming they had come across illegal and disturbing materials linked to Dennis Perkins. The tip led investigators straight to their Baton Rouge home, where a search warrant uncovered a nightmare. Inside the house, detectives found dozens of videos and images, evidence so explicit and horrifying that even veteran officers struggled to contain their disgust. But that wasn't all. They found videos of Cynthia actively participating. There was no way she could deny it now. The shocking arrest and Cynthia's betrayal. On October 23, 2019, Dennis and Cynthia Perkins were both arrested. The community was stunned. Parents who had trusted Cynthia were in shock, horrified that their children had been near a woman capable of such evil. Her fellow teachers were sickened, her students traumatized. The sheriff's department, where Dennis worked, was disgusted by what their fellow officer had done. And when Cynthia realized there was no way out, she turned on Dennis. She took a plea deal, agreeing to testify against her husband in exchange for a reduced sentence of 41 years. Dennis, he had no escape. The evidence was overwhelming, and he knew it. He pleaded guilty to a long list of horrific charges. His sentence? 100 years, no parole, no way out. Justice was served.
Tuesday morning, a Livingston Parish judge set a $350,000 bond for Melanie Curtin. She will also have to wear a GPS ankle monitor. Last week, the Louisiana First Circuit Court of Appeal threw out her sexual assault conviction. How long that takes depends on the court. Curtin is the ex-lover of former high-ranking Livingston Parish Sheriff's Deputy Dennis Perkins. Perkins and his ex-wife Cynthia faced a list of charges, including rape and producing child pornography. Curtin was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Now she could get a new trial. Her lawyer says he's confident that will happen.
We will be allowed to present evidence that we were not allowed to present the first time, and also certain evidence that we objected to will not be admissible at the second trial.
If that happens, the judge won't hear the case until next summer or fall. Dion Guillory, WAFB 9 News.
The chilling aftermath. The case sent shockwaves across the country. The idea that a teacher and a police officer, two of the most trusted professions, could commit such heinous acts left people questioning, how many more are out there? How many more are hiding behind uniforms, behind classrooms, behind perfect smiles? Because if Cynthia and Dennis Perkins could fool an entire community, how many others are still out there, getting away with it? Conclusion. The scariest monsters aren't the ones in horror movies. They aren't the ones hiding in the shadows. They're the ones we trust, the ones who smile at us in broad daylight, the ones we'd never suspect. This story is one of betrayal, corruption, and pure evil. And it serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes the people meant to protect us are the ones we should fear the most. If this story shocked you, make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to FableScope for more terrifying true crime stories. We uncover the darkest secrets the world wants to forget. And trust me, there's so much more you haven't heard yet. Stay safe and stay aware.